Okay, thank you everyone. I am back. This is video 2. So the reason I had said I would, want Fred to be in the strategic, not in the executive or the operational. Let him be the brain, is because I, from experience, we've been in this group since 2019, and from experience, it does look like my brother is very passionate. My brother has a lot of ideas, he has a lot of vision, and he's very passionate about them. But sometimes, when it comes to handling some of the issues that come from what we do, from the passion, um, our experience, and you see, I am trying to be measured and not say so much, but you all have been here since 2019. Our experience has been that um, we go into a fight, we call people names, we might use words like forgive me, but we might use words like foolish and stupid, and eventually we threaten to either leave the group, or we threaten to shut down the group, or we threaten to delete people. So I knew if we were going to have peace going forward, I would like him to be where we are building the processes, but let someone else be doing the talking. You understand? Those were my thoughts. Again, those thoughts could have been wrong. I could have taken too much upon myself by saying those. That's fine. Now the story. So you see, in September, no, I'm not very sure of the month. Let me be very honest. But in 2024, during Mandy's tenure, Bra Ruben had reached out and he had said he didn't want Mandy to hand over to another admin group yet. He wanted, after Mandy's group, for us to have a pause so that we could work on the constitution, restructure some things, then bring the results to the house to say this is the result of what we have restructured. Now we can now bring in a new admin. The moment Bra Ruben said that, the first thing that occurred to me was, trouble is looming. And I am being transparent, I'm being honest, I'm telling you, I'm laying the facts bare. And the reason I thought that was, the reason we had peace the entire time during Mandy's time, even if you feel Mandy's tenure did not move mountains and do all that, was because the AC was not involved. The admin did their thing, that was all. The reason we had peace during SOS time, before Mandy's time, was because the AC again was not involved. The reason we had peace during Raphael's time, if you remember, again, was because the AC was not involved. So, saying that Mandy will not hand over to another team means the AC would come in again. And oftentimes, a few things will be said, a few things will not be handled right, there will be fights. So my own suggestion to Bra Ruben immediately, and remember, all these things, all these chats, they are still there, they are available in the AC. For any AC member who watches my video and wants to remind themselves, you can go back over and go and check. The first thing I said, I probably was the first to maybe respond, and I was like, I think we can work on the constitution. Why Mandy's team is running, it doesn't disturb them. We do our constitution behind the scenes, and at the end of the day, we just come and say, this is what we have restructured everybody. This is how we will be moving forward, henceforth. Now let the new admin come. But Bra Ruben came back and said, no, he doesn't want what we are doing to maybe undermine, the current admin, and immediately he said that, no problem. Now it's not a very big thing. So we said yes. People gave thumbs up, and that was all. So Mandy's team finished. And then at the end of Mandy's tenure, the conversation was now, what are we going to do? And then Fred suggested that we divide the group into subgroups and let them run the groups for 1 month each. And trust me, that is one of the greatest suggestions that has happened in this group. Because you people saw the last 1 year, it's been beautiful. And so Not one single soul in the AC objected. No, not one single soul objected. The moment Fred said, let's split the group, we're like, oh, good idea. And then we began to workshop the idea. Because the next thing now would be, for us to decide, okay, what are we going to do? What are your thoughts? How would you want it to run? And so we started asking questions. We started providing answers. We started workshopping it. But you see, as we were developing the ideas, as we were workshopping it, one thing kept coming up, and I'd like you to pay attention. And that is, we kept repeating in the AC that when we create these groups, we would love for them to be autonomous. We would love for them to be free of any form of AC interference. They don't need it. We kept saying our people are brilliant, our people are talented, our people are resourceful. They don't need us. Let them run the show. Even if things are bad among them, let those 5, 7, 10 people, let them resolve it among them. It is a competition, Abby. Don't worry, at the end of the day, and Fred brought out a good suggestion, which was at the end of the day, they will vote out people who were not active. And we were in support of it. But no interference. That we had said several times. Other members of the AC are still alive. We can verify these things. And so we created the groups. Fred created the groups. And Fred and I were talking, very, very often. And we spoke for hours. Even though I have, left Nigeria many years ago, how many friends do I have? Fred is still one of my best friends. So he will call, we will talk for hours on ending about this, program. And I think his suggestion was prize money, maybe 1 million. I was the one, and you can ask, that said, no, 1 million is small. Let us make it 2 million. That was my suggestion. And the reason is I thought 2 million should not be within minutes, we will raise 2 million. All I need to do is reach out to 20 people. You understand? And tell each of them to give me $100 each. I have people that will give me more. So, that's $2,000. $2,000 is already more than 2 million. And I already had a list of people in my mind that I could reach out to. So I told him, let's do 2 million. We agreed on that. And then I told him something. I said, Fred, are you not even able to exit those groups you created so that we will not interfere? We will not be tempted to see what they are doing and as a result interfere. But I think maybe the explanation then was that if he exited, maybe because he was the one who created the groups to shut down or something like that. But I thought, you can hand over your admin to somebody else and, exit. But that's not, again, you see, I'm quick to move on. The moment that was the excuse, we were quick to move on. So the next thing we said was, okay, no problem. If you are going to have to remain in the group, remain a fly on the wall. That means don't even do as if you are there. Don't even do as if you see anything happening there. Don't react to absolutely nothing in that group. And so that was the agreement. That was the understanding. And then he gave me assignments, to undo the launch. I pushed back. But eventually I had to create time. And I said, okay, I will do it. I will handle the launch. He told me and I saw her to work on, the criteria and to even work on the criteria for the scoring. And you can always confirm these things. And I said yes. And I was busy. I was flying very constantly between the US and Canada. Trust me when I tell you that I was at the airport when I sat down and I was designing the criteria that, I shared with you on that launch day, at the launch. It was at the airport. Sat down waiting for a flight. I carried my laptop. I started working. It was at the airport. I forwarded it to Esohe. And I said, Esohe, this is what I've come up with. Can you take a look at it, add to it, subtract from it? Let me know what your thoughts are. Trust me. Esohe said at home, I modified, I added. Then I forwarded to Fred to say, Fred looked at some things, no, they were not done right. Let us do this, let us do this. I took some of the things he said, incorporated it into it. So Fred was my Olga, and I was very happy to, I mean, what's the big deal? No, the WhatsApp group. We were very happy to, take the assignment, do the assignment well. And then we did the launch. A lot of you attended the launch. So if you heard somewhere that at some point AC was never interested in the groups you created, we wanted it to crash or something, it's not true. I handled the launch. Abayomi was involved. Charity was what? Do you remember? And it was a beautiful launch. And we said start. And then we started. And then Brad Benga's group was the first to go. And I remember because I wanted to be fully involved, not in their group, on the main group, so that we can encourage people to participate. It's a social media group. We cannot force everybody. We can only try. And when people see us, participating, and I remember a few suggestions that Pastor Toby brought up, and we joined and we were happy, and that was my intention. That was what I was going to do for all the groups. Now, I do not know, because I am not, or I was not in any of those groups. I do not know how much my brother Fred was involved and was talking in those groups. I do not know. All I know is our understanding was no interference. Our understanding was let them be autonomous. You see, they can bring things to us as advisory council and say, we're having this challenge, and as advisory we can look at it and decide together on a way to respond to it. Okay? But in the group, we wanted to be absent because we believed in you guys. We believed you were talented enough. We believed you were organized enough. We believe whatever was even happening behind the scenes with you, no matter how difficult, you will be able to overcome it. We wanted you to feel that leadership thing too and come out of it stronger. It will make our group stronger. And then, on one very cold morning in March 2025, I had woken up, I had prepared for work. I was living in Brooklyn in New York then. I was not driving because where will you park in Brooklyn? It was very difficult. And I was living right in the heart of Brooklyn, and that place is worse than Isaleko. So as I got out of my house with my winter jacket, because it was still cold in March in New York, put on my winter jacket and I was going to the bus stop to take a bus. My phone kept beeping. My phone kept, vibrating. I picked it up. And when I pick up my phone, the first thing I do is not go to group chats. I go to individual chats. So the first chat I saw was Michael Adeyen. So I tried to open it. What is Bra Michael reaching out to me for this early in the morning? Because I am 6 hours, or I was at that time, and I am still 6 hours behind you in Nigeria. So Bra Michael will know that this is so early. And then when I opened this chat, the first thing I saw was it you, the advisory council, that sent Fred to send that message? And I was like, what message? I have not seen anything. And then the moment I closed Bra Michael's chat, Bra Ruben's chat came in. And Bra Ruben was like, Olumide, something is happening on the group. Go and see. And I was like, whatever will make Bra Michael reach out, Bra Ruben reach out, something is happening. So I whipped out my phone, and because it's cold, you want to keep your hands in your jacket, but I had to. I whipped out my phone, and while I was at the bus stop waiting for the bus, I scrolled through and I realized, voila, had happened. I realized, Fred had sent a message with good intention. Please, let's all note that, with good intention. And I realized people had responded. Messi Odueme had also responded, and a few things had happened. Name calling had happened. Deleting, I will delete, you are this, you are that, had happened. And the moment I saw it, my heart broke. My heart broke. But I put it back in my pocket because I was cold and I was waiting for the bus. Then I joined the bus and I went to work. But the reason my heart broke was that was exactly what we were trying to avoid by saying, let us leave the groups to be autonomous. Let us not even do as if we are seeing anything. Because it was in the process of seeing what was happening, or getting reports that some people were not participating. It was from that my brother, with good intention, again I repeat, sent that message that did not sit down well with a lot of people. And I thought that message too had very good points, but there was a part of it that was you remember the message, I'll let you decide. So that this video does not become too huge or too big, I am going to pause it again, but I will now tell you what happened when I got to work. So just remember the morning of March 2020, or that day in March 2025.